Wonderful. Welcome back to your Google Sheet. And something that you can do with this now that you've created your monthly budget here, you can actually put a label on each of these, like each month come in and say, this is January's, hit enter and make it look a little pretty. But with the purpose being you'd want it to match the color. The purpose being you can track it this way and have it defined. So when you go back and look, you can kind of see, okay, for the month of January, I was trying to hit 10% on my groceries and I didn't, or I did. And then you can see in February, you try to hit it and you either did or didn't, etc. But I like the idea of laying this out month by month. So, but now we're going to move on to how do you record your transactions inside of Google Sheets? And this is important because you're going to begin to see how much you're spending, how much spending you have left. And not only that, you're going to be able to see patterns easier because you'll be able to work backwards. If you go over your food budget by $20 for 3 months, you can finally say, okay, I need to take $20 from my health budget and readjust. It just becomes easier to see where your money is going and then work backwards to find patterns in your spending to make appropriate adjustments. So with that being said, you're going to want to go down and hit this little plus sign to add a sheet. And that's going to add this guy right here. You can add a sheet per month, but I recommend doing it per year. So for 2021, you're going to have January through December. And that's okay to start in the middle of the year. Doesn't matter. Just throw it in there and we'll get it going. So once you do that, you're going to open it up. And this is not where you're going to see, but this is what your budget's going to end up looking like. And I like to break it up like this in terms of month. You don't have to have this big fat label on here. I do that for clarity purposes. Usually I just do it based off of the color I chose for that month. But this is where your transactions are going to go. And you're going to be able to see, your categories, how much you spent and how much is remaining. So let's actually make this. I would go back to my monthly budget and I would copy these categories here, do a Command C, come back into the other one where I want to record, do a Command V. There you go. You have all of your budgets there. And then I would go into amount here, do a Command C, and I'd copy, paste that one column over. Excuse me. I'll do a Command Z to get rid of it. I'll do a right click, go to paste special. And then I'm going to want to do paste values only. Boom. Perfect. From there, I will just Command copy this over, do spent, because this is going to be how much you spent so far. And then I'll put in remaining, because this is the amount it's going to be subtracting from. So from there, I will hit the equal sign. And we've seen it before, the sum function. Usually just put in 0. That's fine because you haven't spent anything. Drag it down. Zeros all around. Come up here with it still highlighted, the 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hit accounting. So now it looks all dashes, nice and pretty. From there, I usually start this at the same height, and it happens when I have my first transaction, whenever that may be. So let's say we'll copy this January 1st, but we're going to change this to April 1st, April Fool's 2021. We're going to have to change this to the same color, correct? Whatever you spent it on, you're going to put $40 here. And to get that $sign, you're once again just going to pop up, go to accounting. This is your date. This is your price. How did you purchase it? Let's say it's PayPal. And then you spent it. You PayPal'd your best friend for flowers. I don't know. And then that would go under your giving. You wanted to give him flowers, I suppose. And you could double click that to make that big. And from there, you would pop over here and you'd erase this and you do a Command click onto this 40, hit enter, 40. But wait, there's more. You're going to hit equal sign minus whatever this is on your left, and it'll tell you how much you have. And you can pop in and do that for each of those. Minus this, it's 400. And then once you do this to all of them, every time you copy it for the next month, it'll do the subtraction. I've only done this once. This is the only time I ever had to do it. And I'm sure there's a much simpler way. Shout out to all my Excel gurus out there. But that's how I do it. Then whenever I copy paste to the next one, it just subtracts automatically. So let's record a couple more, couple more transactions there. I'm cheating a little bit, but I know you get that this is just copying the transaction that you did. Cash is fine. Let's do Target instead. Groceries, that's perfect. Let's do April 6th, whenever it may be. $75. And that's another. Let's do credit card. And let's do food, or let's do Red Robin. I don't know. Entertainment. You went out to eat. And you take that in your groceries, plug that into here. I'm really drilling this into your head. I hope you're getting it. And then you're going to go down to entertainment and pop that into here. Boom. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We want this to be subtracting that. Boom. And then from there, you're going to have a total. You're going to create a total category down here. And then it's just going to be the sum of how much you've spent. Now, with that being said, you don't have to spend 100% of your budget. You have to have 100% of your budget allocated to something with a purpose. But if you can save groceries, save groceries, save utilities, save utilities. It's just, you can spend guilt-free up to a certain point is really what I'm saying here. Then you're going to do another equal sum for how much you have remaining. And this is literally just going to tell you in real time how much you constantly have remaining in your budget. So you can always check, how much do I have left once you set all these up? And then it'll tell you. You'll be like, oh, I only have $3,835 left. And what I like to do is I like to include all of my income that I have. So I'll space it out and make it really apparent of, okay, I just made some money, have a big fat payday on April 10th, or maybe 15th, because that's when people get paid. 2021, made 2 Gs. Usually even throw in another payday just to make it super clear for myself. Boom, and have it stand out. And then as the transactions continue to roll in, these are just dummy transactions. I'll paste these down here. Whenever I'm done with the month, or whenever my last transaction is, I will close it out with that same color we've been using. Change that to white. And it just makes it easy for me to see, like, okay, boom, that's where it started, that's where it ended. That's where it started, that's where it ended. I can go in there and check it out. Check out how much I actually spent. Personally, this is my favorite way to track my money because I am in control over all of it. I create the categories. I see my expenses, and I can calculate how much I'm saving, spending or spending on my loans. I can see how much I'm spending for an entire year. When I have it like this, I can just run through each month's budget and say, okay, how much did I spend on housing this year? Do a quick equal sum. Boom, I'll know it. And it makes taxes a lot easier too, because I have all my transactions readily available. And that's pretty much summation of how to budget inside of Google Sheets. Just outline your percentages in a separate tab, understand how much you have to spend, come in here, have how much you have to spend be the remaining category, document how much you're spending and put it against how much you have remaining. And you'll always know how much money you have actually left by the end of the month. And it's cool because even sometimes what I do, I'll have a save category if I'm saving or investing, and I'll put those transactions in there. I'm like, oh, cool, I saved X amount this month. It's very, very useful. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to use a free software budgeting tool. I'd love to see you guys check this out and do this for your own numbers as well. I'll see you there.